Why, hello there, my fellow engineers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Space Engineers, Episode 5, Interconnected. Alright, let's check on the resources here. Nickel's still smelting. I'm very low on iron. Wasn't there nickel or iron up this way? Right where then I found the nickel? Well, I already have the iron tunnel. It's further, but it's going to be easy to get to. I haven't started a tunnel for the silicon or the magnesium, though. I might not need the magnesium, however, but the silicon I'll probably need. Alright, connect to recharge.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
So the batteries in my pod now, one is at about 75%, the other's at about 30%. And it would be good if they were all 100%. So let's do that. Connect the pod to the base. And I'm going to want to connect the pod to the base in such a way that I can freely transfer resources between the base and the pod. Because that will be, you know, just nice to be able to do, I think. Okay. You wanna be like that, huh? I can add a junction, but God forbid I can't add a T-section. All right. Oh, there it goes. Now it's snapping. Sometimes it just doesn't snap. Alright, where is the stupid... It really doesn't... Alright, you know what? I'm not even gonna try. I'll just add a junction. Oh, there it goes. No, that's just a straight tube. Alright, let's put the small connectors on the top. There we go. Perfect. So, comp tubes, motors, comp plates. And here is my spider defense. They're out there somewhere. Hi there. I am the angel of death. Spider Jesus might have been able to walk on water, but I can walk on air. You can't hide from me. And I got some more magnesium. Lovely little spiders. I like how they're delivering me materials that I can then subsequently use to murder them with. It's so very kind. So thoughtful. No, I didn't do that right. Luckily, there's an undo. Where is the small? Okay, that'll work. Basically, I just want the large connection port to be facing down, because I'll add a connector downwards, like that, so I can dock. So 5 plates, 10 plates, 10 comp. Gotta grab my computers. So there's, in the spine of the ship, it's all large port connections, which is cool. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of armor here on that cargo bay. Just because rough landings would damage it otherwise. Oh, I'm out of steel? Yep. You know, just to have it blend in right, I'll put an armor plate there. Not that armor plates do very much, but at least it looks like it belongs. So I'm just adding a little bit of armor. Not that I care for the weight, but just so that if I do light collisions, I don't bust everything up so bad. And I'll keep it very simple. I'll just have the connection right above the cargo. Pretty straightforward. So the top thing needs a lot of steel. Let's queue up 100 and 20. So then I can park this on that and connect it to the base, and it will share inventory space with the base. In fact, even being in my cockpit will then become oxygenated, because the H2O2 can supply oxygen to the cockpit, which is kind of nice. If I add an oxygen or O2H2 to the ship, the cockpit will also be oxygenated that way. And then it will also start to recharge off of the wind turbines. Computers and more plates. Nice. Alright, pretty simple pull up there. What to do next? Add more wind turbines or prepare for escape velocity. So adding wind turbines would allow me to charge those batteries on the ship quicker. And then preparing for escape velocity would mean getting this thing space ready. Which is kind of like a bigger goal, to be fair, but one that I would work on if you wanted. Oh, don't burrow. So this is a bugged one. As you can see, my bullets go right through it. So to unbug it, I just have to travel away from it. And it will burrow and then come up near me so I can actually kill it. Am I going to add an ore detector to the ship? Yeah, I will. Oh, man, this spider's really stupid. Hey, spider, I'm cutting down your trees over here. You better come stop me. Are you the Lorax? Do you speak for the trees? I'm an AC Spectre 1 gunship. Come stop me. Is it? No, it's still broken. So here's like, don't stand close to it because it will hurt you. It can still attack you. Oh, sometimes when you... Ow, there it goes. Nope, nope, still bugged. Glitched, whatever you want to call it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. That little dude is just straight trolling me. I'm just gonna leave him there. Alright, I got my connector. So let's park the boat. The thing I have to be aware of is... Let's add a camera to this, so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing when I'm parking. So I'm going to want a camera right there, so some steel plates and computer. If only that's what a camera cost in real life. That would be incredible. Oh, you got a few steel plates and a computer? Yeah, here's a camera. And then we'll work on wind turbines. Are you ready to play now? That's what I thought. Was he the only one? I'm assuming these are actually female. In the Spider Kingdom, usually the females are the aggressive ones. In fact, for a lot of insects, there's barely even males. Like, they kind of don't exist. Alright. I mean, not to say they don't exist, but, like, they don't serve much of a purpose. So, I'm gonna want on my toolbar here, switch lock for the landing gear, switch lock for the connector, and then viewing the computer. I also want to be able to turn off all of my thrusters, so let's add all the thrusters, because some of them are on right now. I'm going to manually turn all my thrusters off. I'm not going to name them because I don't really care what names they are. Are they all on? Off, 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 off. Okay, I guess they were all on. Just call them thrusters. Or maybe Atmo thrusters? Pod Atmo thrusters. Very verbose. And then they're in a group now, so I can put the group here and just do toggle on or off. So I'll turn on my thrusters, undock my landing gear, view from my parking computer, and I am locked. Cool. It's a better place to park anyway. So now, the important things, really why I connected it, is if we go into the control panel here, I'm going to call this pod battery. I like to name the parts for where the part is or what the part's doing. Because now I have, and it's color-coded, but this is my base's battery. This is pod's battery. So now the pod's batteries are, well, it's snowing. So what's happening is the refinery is actually drawing power from the pod's batteries, and they're depleting. But that's why I'm going to add wind turbines, so that we can actually charge up the pod. So for each wind turbine, I need 20 interior plates for 2 of them. Some more motors. I'm going to want about 50 girders. I have the computers. Am I out? Oh, I think I'm out of iron. Really? Man, I went through iron really quick. Okay, game says I'm out of iron. I'm out of iron. Let's go get some more iron. I could probably melt down some of these large steel tubes for iron, because they have a lot of iron in them. In fact, because I can make them, right? Let's get rid of them. Disassemble 30 of the large tubes. And they're disassembling. For disassembly, it's like a perfect ratio. It 100% uses everything that you put in. So it's not to say that I'm not going to need to go get iron anyway, because I'm going to need a lot of iron to build what I'm building, but the large metal tubes take so much room that it's very space efficient to just, like, disassemble them for resources.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Didn't even have to do any mining. Just how I like it. You know what'd be awesome is, like, right after I build these wind turbines, a windstorm kicked up. Because right now it's snowing, which is like low wind. I'm actually kind of impressed that my refiner is still even running. Where's the other one? Where's your friend? There you are. The combat in this game reminds me so much of, like, Quake or something. Alright, let's loot these little bastards. Your guts belong to me. More computers. Yeah. More computers. Missed me. God, I have like 400 computers now. I know how I'm going to succeed in this scenario. I'm just going to create like a Bitcoin farm with all these computers. Become the alien planet's first millionaire. Cheers. Two, three. So optimum typically is, oh, whoops, is 5 units apart and 9 units up for wind. So putting them next to one another, not so good. Ouch. They don't really need to be perfect, just good enough to work. Oh, I forgot my comp and computers. Alright, I'm gonna start the other one. It's using the interior plates that I wanted to save for this one in the other one. At this point, I'm like not so poor, I could just add interior plates to all of them so that they're tankier. Early on, you know, when you're smelting stone for iron, interior plates is like a nice to have, not a need to have, but now it's... I'm rolling in iron. It's not a big deal. Well, there goes my power grid, doubled in size. I think I'm going to add some more, though. Well, let's see. At the moment... each one is about 300 kilowatts, just a little more. And the batteries are charging. I want to make more power, but how should I generate more power? Wind, solar, or hydrogen? I'll have you guys decide. One advantage of voting for hydrogen is if you vote for hydrogen, I might put the hydrogen engine on my pod rather than on the base here, so that the pod can generate power on its own. Hydrogen engines are like insanely, they're insanely wasteful, but I live in ice, so even if they're insanely wasteful, who cares, you know? It's not a big deal when you live on an ice planet to be wasteful, believe it or not. Whatever. Alright, looks like hydrogen's gonna win. Yeah, hydrogen engines are black holes for ice. True. Once I get up into space, I'll probably want to do away with hydrogen engines as soon as I can. Because once you're in space, unless you get really lucky and find a comet, ice is going to be a little bit harder to come by. But yeah, let's get a hydrogen engine on. Add a hydrogen engine and tank to the pod. So in order to unlock the hydrogen engine, I'm going to need to build a hydrogen tank. And I was going to... Actually... Let's see. Let's check the progression here. So... I always forget where these things are. Here we go. Hydrogen tank, or small tank, leads to hydrogen thrusters. I think I'm going to go with big tank. I might be a little nutty, but that's what I'm going to do. Add a big tank here. Be able to store a lot of hydrogen in gaseous form, not locked up in ice. $20 large tubes. So one of the advantages of all those large tubes that the buggers have been dropping me is it makes building high large tube structures like these tanks very nothing burger, if you will. 4 computers, 20 comp, 10 plates. Oh, I'm missing... I thought it was 20 tubes. It's 30 small ones. And I'm missing 2 comp. Alright, so we have this big ol' hydrogen tank here. But the tank alone can't convert ice into gas. So for that, I'm going to want the O2H2 jennies. This will turn ice into gases, into oxygen and hydrogen gas. And I could add it right here on that large port. Seems a pretty reasonable place to put it. I don't want my ship to get too high though. But I think that's fine. Alright, so what was I missing there? And oh, you know what? I'm gonna be making angry noises. Sorry, but you must die. Two tubes and some plates, motor. Okay. I hate when they come like one at a time. I can't even shoot at this one without risking knocking out my turbine. Can you get off my wall? Oops. Broke something. That's why I was very hesitant to fire. I mean, if I fired here, it would knock down the whole wind turbine, because there's no real structure to those. They're not welded. So I was trolled by that spider. He knew what he was doing. Ooh, magnesium, though. I accept the offering. Oh, am I? Out of ice. Okay. I was like wondering why my bottles weren't filling up. I'm out of ice because this hydrogen tank, I'm assuming, is, yeah, filling up. What's happening here is that this generator here, this O2H2 generator, melted all the ice that was in it to fill the tank there with hydrogen. Which is fine. I want that tank full of hydrogen, because hydrogen is going to be an important fuel. And I happen to be all around ice, so it's not that big of a deal. But that meant that, like, I didn't really need to build this thing, because I have the pod connected to this one, but as soon as I disconnect, I would need the engine, the O2H2. Okay. Then the other thing I would want to do, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to add an oxygen storage, because I'm melting or breaking down the ice in this ship, but not actually capturing any of the oxygen. The oxygen is a waste gas at this point. So adding like an ox tank to this thing, or maybe 2 ox tanks would be good. But I want to do it in such a way that it, like, doesn't add too much bulk. But it also doesn't terminate the large port. brainstorm on that. Another thing that would be good is... Well, yeah, let me work on that first. So something like that would work. That's what I'm going to do. And I could add one to the other side. So I have lots and lots and lots of lovely oxygen. Oxygen quite included. I'm really bad about figuring out how to rotate things. Oh, there we go. I got it eventually. So 16 large tubes, 20 small ones. Computers and comp. I have exactly 16 large tubes. So I do have a dwindling amount of oxygen, because whatever's in this bottle is what is left, but I'm so surrounded by ice that it's not really concerning to me at the moment. I'm out of iron? I am out of iron. I'll be back. Ooh. Looking at the magnesium. Incoming spider attack in 3, 2... No? Did they miss the memo that I'm, like, in a cave and all alone?
Inventory full.
Yeah. The amount of stone that I have is pretty negligible in the scheme of things. Can I have a bigger backpack? No. So, what ends up happening is, to do your mining, you end up just mining with your ships, which have a much larger amount of storage, or rather, kind of infinite amount of storage, because you can just expand upon the storage. So the idea is that eventually you stop using hand tools, and you start using ship tools, ship welders, and ship drills, instead of doing it by hand. Speaking of which... that would be a great way to fill the ice supply in my new ship. So right now, I have the hydrogen tanks, oxygen tanks, the O2, H2 jennies. This thing isn't producing power yet, but I'm going to add a drill to the to this pod here so that it can very quickly fill up my... ice supplies to fill the hydrogen and oxygen tanks. And that's really simple to do, because I'll just stick a drill in the front. And for that I only need 4 large tubes and 1 motor, which is not bad. Now I don't plan on mining with this thing, because it's still rather unwieldy in the scheme of things. So I'm not planning on mining the iron or the... you know, nickel or whatever, because I think with this rugged terrain and the way it's laid out, like, I'm far more likely to actually just crash and ruin it, and I'd rather not have to save scum if I can help it. But, filling up my ice supplies with that thing is going to be pretty useful, I think. Alright, so we got the tube. It also happens to be nighttime, so let's add spotlights. So I can see a little bit better. I'll add 1 spotlight, but I might also want to add some interior lights as well. Because the spotlights aren't the best. So maybe like one there. So I'll need a steel plate and a large tube. What else do I need? Interior plate, construction comp, and glass. Listen to all those bugs getting pissed off trying to eat me. Oh, one more glass. The other thing, the other kind of light I wanted was these interior lights, because they're more ambient. So the spotlights are very directional, and the interior lights are sort of, you know, they project all around, which produces a lot more light, a lot easier light to see by, in my opinion, than the spotlights in many cases. Odd to be adding it to my drill, but let's roll with it. Alright. Now it's time to fill my eye supply. Oh, you're bugged, you're bugged. You look bugged out. There you are. So many little spiders. Hey, Louie. Thanks for the gifted sub. Diffuse lighting, yeah. That's a good way to explain it. I'll show you the differences, because I can put the lights on toolbars so you can see the difference between them. Because spotlights will project out, but when you're in the dark, that really only helps when you have spotlights going in every direction, which is a weird way to design. I hear it skittering around. Can you just pop out already? There you go. You look broken. Yeah, you're broken. Oh god, there's even more? What the hell? Yeah, okay. Oh, good! Yep, you appear out of nowhere. I know I don't have a lot of playtime in this game, but I've never experienced so many bugs all at once trying to murder me. Normally it's groups of 3, 4, 5 at most. Not the dozen that I'm getting right now. So is the game and the stream desyncing? What I could do is I could reboot the game. That's been happening in No Man's Sky as well. And sucks because there's I've tried to track it down why it happens, but I haven't been able to fix it yet. One thing I got to try is to just drop my graphic settings in a minute. I just want to get rid of this. I know the O2's not filling. This is, we're literally working on it right now. Alright, you know, forget that bug. He's not coming. Let's see. See if that starts to sync better for you. All right, let's start to fill up the oxygen. So just being in the cockpit will refill it because the ship had oxygen on it. So I'm going to call this the pod O2H2 generator. Oxygen tank 1. So this is pod oxygen tank 1 and 2. Pod cargo. I'll just call it cargo. Pod interior light 1. And raise the radius. Probably don't. Well, I'll just call it pod fighter jug. That's fine. And pod spotlight. Thank you for tuning in to Space Engineers, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 23rd as a mini-series. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you have any feedback, well, keep in mind that this series was a one-time streamed only series, so changes cannot be made, and I don't have any plans to play Space Engineers again, so tips aren't needed. If you would like to catch live streams of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. And if you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, a link can be found in the description of this video or at Rhadamant.com as well. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow engineers,